Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Big Life Podcast. I'm Leah Klenke.
And I'm Kate Phillips, and we're so excited to be here for today's episode. And we can't wait for you guys to hear from our special guest today.
Yes, so Kate, before we talk with our guests, we're going to kind of talk about this last week of games and now going into the tournaments. So we're going to talk more about that, but how did your game go this week?
We had one game we played on Sunday against Auburn, and it was our last game of the season because we didn't do well enough to make it to the SEC tournament, unfortunately. But we ended up tying Auburn 1-1. If we would have beat them, their chances of not making the tournament would have I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have made the tournament. But we ended up tying, yeah, 1-1, scoring in the last couple of minutes, which I guess was like a good way to end off. I wish we would have ended with a win, but um, yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that our season's over, but looking forward to starting the spring and getting back to work here in the next couple of weeks. And looking forward to this new chapter with a new team. But yeah, how did your games go this weekend?
Yeah, well, that's unfortunate that you guys are done. That's so sad, but I mean, you guys had a good run, and it's crazy like how fast it goes by, and
Mhm.
it's just like over, and now it's like, what do you do now? Like,
No.
it's crazy like just how fast it goes, and now it's just like done. But you guys did well. You did so well. So congrats on your season because you did great.
Thanks.
Um, we this past week we had two games, two away games, so we were on the road for like 4 nights straight. So it was a really good, fun trip with my team. We played Virginia Tech and we beat them, and then we played Wake Forest and we ended up tying Wake Forest. So kind of a little bit of a bump in the road for us because we've been on a very like good streak. But I mean, adversity helps us to learn and grow. So I feel like it was actually good for our team to kind of be humbled a little bit and know that everyone's playing us their hardest and anyone can tie us or beat us. So, um, definitely more hungry this week to just get better and improve from our tie. But Wake is a great team. They're super organized defensively and yeah, very good. So they were able to hang on. We were close to scoring again, but they hung on and they're a great team. So kudos to them, but I mean, we'll get them next time if we play them. Yeah. And then this next week, we have the ACC has their last regular season game. So we'll play Pitt on Thursday. And then right away for us, the ACC tournament starts. So I know that like SEC, Big 10, Big 12, all the tournaments kind of go differently and the amount of teams that make it, and like how the seating works and everything and the timings of the games. But I'll just go over a little bit like how the ACC tournament works for people that know. So, for people that want to know. Um, so first off, there's an ACC regular season champion. So, we're still fighting for that. So, hopefully if we win on Thursday, we'll play Pitt. We'll be ACC regular season champions. And then based on how you do in the regular season, you'll get seeded for the ACC tournament. In the ACC tournament, there's oh shoot. I don't even know how many teams make it. 8? No. Because the top two teams get byes. There's 6 teams that make it. Yeah,
Mhm.
6 teams. I was like, wait, I don't even know. Yeah, there's 6 teams get byes. Or 6 teams make it to the ACC tournament. If you're either the 1 or the 2 seed, you'll get a bye in the first round, which is gonna happen this Sunday at like home site, so whichever team is seed had higher. So fortunately for us, we've already locked in either a 1 or a 2 seed. So we're gonna have a bye this weekend, which is nice. So we'll play Thursday. Hopefully we'll beat Pitt, and then we'll get a bye on Sunday, and then we'll be straight into the semifinals of the ACC tournament, which is next Thursday. Um, but then those other 4 teams have to play for the last 2 spots in the ACC semis. But it's sweet because we would already be into the semis, so that's cool for us. I mean, took a lot of hard work in the regular season, but So that'd be great if, or I guess when we get a bye. Um, and then yeah, we'll play that Thursday. Hopefully we'll win the semis on Thursday, and then the final is in North Carolina on Sunday. So that's how our tournament works. And then afterwards, obviously if you win any of the tournament titles, you get an automatic bid into the NCAA tournament. But with the ACCs, like if you make it to the ACC tournament, you'll definitely make it to the NCAAs, and probably a couple other teams will too. So that's exciting, kind of how many teams from our conference get to go to the NCAA tournament normally. On a normal year, it's like probably seven or eight. Um, but our it's because of our strength of schedule is like super high. I mean, every team is like so freaking good. So it makes sense. But so that's how our tournament works. I know like all the other conferences are different, but
Yeah. What
um yeah.
what will your guys' week look like? Because you have a week off Thursday to Thursday. Like
Mm-hmm.
you guys is I guess I don't know if you even know, but like what do you think your week will look like going into that semifinal game?
Yeah. Yeah. So first priority after the pit game for us is going to be to rest mainly. Players who don't play a lot of minutes will have a harder practice on Friday. So we'll travel back Thursday night. Friday we'll have like a hard practice or recovery. And then it's like different every week for us, but this week we're gonna have Saturday, we're gonna have a practice. No,
Mhm.
we're having practice Friday. Saturday we're having off. Sunday we're gonna have practice, and then Monday we're gonna have off. So a little bit more like downtime and recovery, just because we're already so far into the season. So everyone's already fit. Everyone has gotten good experience in game minutes if you play a lot. So everyone's ready. So it's just a lot about like recovery, especially now, like everyone's legs are tired at the end of the season. People just need breaks. Like injuries are starting to like creep in, like little things are nagging. So our coaching staff is really good about just giving us rest like as much as possible. So that's nice. So we have two off days, and then Tuesday we'll train, Wednesday we'll train and fly to North Carolina, and then we'll play on Thursday. And then yeah, hopefully trophy on the line. So hopefully we'll get that trophy. But first, we have to stay in the present, and we're focusing all of our energy on Pitt because we have the opportunity to win a trophy on Thursday if we beat Pitt. So all energy is going into that right now for us.
Yeah, that's good. Not looking ahead. I mean, you have
Hmm.
a lot of season left still. Um, but what is your guys' mindset going into the postseason then? Because I mean, you do have a lot of games left, if and I expect you guys to do well, and I think you do too. Kind of what's that mindset gonna be like?
Yeah. So definitely we have a lot of expectations for our team. Like we have very high goals for us. But we're all about our coach really drives home the point for us every day of not chasing success. So just staying in the present, focusing on what you can control every day and giving it your all in every training session. He's been big on like attention to detail, like just really focusing and giving your 100% on everything. Like he called us out today in practice because we weren't doing like a simple like passing thing right. And he's like, well, if you're not going to do this right, like we're not preparing for the game right. And like that's going to impact us in the game. So, um, yeah, just focusing on every detail. Like, what can we do now? He like, and honestly, we're focusing on the game Thursday, I guess, but it's like today during practice, we're like focusing on today practice. Like, how can we get better today? Like, let's not even think about that game yet. Like, what are we going to do today to get better? So, I feel like that's the most important thing, not chasing success and staying in the present moment for us. So that's definitely our mindset because it's easy to get caught up in, oh, like if we win, then this happens. If we win, like we might get a one seed, like whatever. Like, well, yeah, but that's like just too many what ifs. Like you have to actually win a game first for any of that to even happen. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think one thing that's interesting about postseason also is that like some of these teams you're gonna be playing for the second time, and then like even later you could be playing a team for the third time. Kind of,
Yeah.
what do you think that looks like? I don't even know, like scouting a team. Do you even scout a team for the third time? Maybe they're doing some different corner or something, but I mean at that point you already know what the team is gonna do unless they switch formations.
Yeah.
season or whatever, but
Yeah. That's actually crazy that, yeah, you bring this up because I feel like this happens a lot, especially in the ACC. Like, we've played teams, yeah, like 3 times in one season. The first thing is it's hard to beat the same team twice.
yeah.
So it's easy, like you play them the first time, you're like, oh my gosh, we did great. Like we figured them out, we scored a bunch of goals, whatever. But the second time, like they're coming after you and they're ready for whatever you're gonna throw at them. So it's hard to beat a team a second time. Um, we definitely do scout them and we just kind of go over the same stuff.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I feel like it's just big to especially when you're playing multiple or the same team multiple times, like focus more on yourself and like how your team's gonna play versus like everything the other team is doing. But it definitely is hard, especially like all the teams are like so close. It's not like this team is way better than this team. Like everyone is like at an even level. Like on any given day, any team could win. So it's just honestly whichever team brings the most energy and passion and like is the most technically sound and has their game together that day that wins. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, it is hard. Like I don't like playing. I'm like I have to play like Florida State 3 times. Like I don't want to do that, but we will.
Yeah.
It's just the reality of it though. So, yeah, it is what it is, but
I like that you said it is hard to beat a team twice, especially like you were saying, like momentum's also huge in soccer and you score a goal and the momentum shifts like
mhm.
crazy energy, everything. Um, and that's huge. I mean, some goals can be flukes and stuff and during a game and you think, "Oh, our team did this well when we played them," but teams are different later in the season. Like you're fighting for your livelihood, you're fighting for your last minutes of soccer. So you can't really like settle on a past score. Um,
Yeah, totally. Yes, for sure.
on the line.
Yeah, I remember my freshman year, we played Florida State at home and we like totally crushed them. We beat them 4-0 at our home. And then we played them in the ACC tournament and we ended up losing that game. Like so it's like not even the scoreline matters. It's just like any team can win and again, it's hard to beat a team twice, but
Yeah.
it's also in these tournaments, like I forget now it's there's no ties. So there's gonna be overtimes, there's gonna
Yeah.
be penalty shootouts. It's gonna be interesting to watch for sure and to play in, but hopefully we'll just win so we don't need to go into any extra time.
But it's what makes soccer fun.
Yeah, so much fun. Yeah. But yeah, no, it'll be interesting. Kind of talking about the games last week too. I feel like one of the big ones was that Miami beat UNC. That
Yes.
that was crazy. Um,
Yeah.
Except UNC is not honestly doing as well as they usually are at
Yeah.
this point.
And it's interesting because I mean they won the national championship last year.
Mhm.
Again, back to a point of teams are different each year and you can't settle on past games, past whatever. I think I saw something that like Miami hadn't beaten like a right. I don't know. I could be completely wrong with this, but like a ranked team or something.
Yeah,
I
wow.
something like it was something like that. But
Yeah.
I mean, anything can happen, and
Yeah, anything can happen. Right now, I think like UNC is not even going to make the ACC tournament as of now. So
it's
we'll
crazy.
see. I think they're like on the bubble for even NCAAs, but I feel like the committee's going to put them in for sure.
Me and my teammates were like actually just talking about that because we were talking about the Miami game, and we were like, we'll see. But the thing is, RPI too is like, oh, like I mean, a lot of it comes from that. If people don't know
Mhm.
what the RPI, it's based off of your what is it? It's based off the teams that you have played and their level of difficulty based off their schedule.
Yeah,
Like, rankings are a lot like Miami, like Memphis, they are ranked number 3, I think, right now. They haven't lost a game, but their RPI is crazy high because they play. This is also very interesting. They play so many SEC and ACC ranked teams during their off season, and then
really.
They're
Like before there's
non-conference, during their
yeah,
non
non-conference. I see. Yeah.
during their non-conference, and then during conference, they aren't playing that high of a level of team.
Right. Yeah.
But they're winning games, and then their RPI just shoots up. I mean, they're a great team. When we play,
Yeah.
they're a very, very good team. But their RPI is crazy high because they won so many games against SEC teams whose RPI is
Hmm.
whose schedule is
Right.
hard because you're playing
Yeah.
games every week.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of, I feel like a team like Memphis, like they're historically good, like especially in the past few years. Like that's what you have to do. Their coach is kind of like very smart for that because
Yeah.
they wouldn't be ranked as high if they just played like lower level teams or like their teams in their conference. Like their non-conference schedule is probably way harder than their actual conference schedule
Yeah.
for them. So that really gets their RPI up. And yeah, I mean, if they're able to beat and do good against SEC teams, like they can do good against anyone. So that's smart for them. But it is going to be different, like for them. Like they're probably going to fly through their conference tournament and then win a couple NCAA games, and then they're going to have to replay some SEC or like ACC Big Ten teams. So,
Yeah.
and but they haven't probably played them since like August. So that's
Yeah.
going to be kind of a shock for them.
It's definitely interesting. Like for teams that are middle conferences, not a Power Five conference, and then they like you're just used to playing a great team every week, and it's not the same. But yeah,
Yeah,
that you
for
bring up a
sure.
good point. It'll be
Yeah.
really interesting.
Yeah. It'll be so interesting. Yeah.
But we're excited. We have to bring on our guest. So we're really excited. Can't wait for you guys to hear from her.
Yes, we can't wait. Let's bring her on. Today we welcome Ellie Walbruch, who is a forward on the BYU women's soccer team. She played her freshman year at UCLA, where she was part of the 2022 national championship team. And then after transferring to BYU, she's had an incredible 3 years with 17 goals and counting. This past summer, Ellie also played for Utah United in the USL Women's League, where she was named MVP and they won the championship. Off the field, she's majoring in sports journalism with the hopes of becoming a sports broadcaster one day. She's an amazing player in person, and we're so excited to have her on today. So, Ellie, why don't we start off with you telling us a little bit more about yourself and your journey to BYU?
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for having me, guys. Like you said, my name's Ellie Walbruch. I was actually born in Denver, Colorado, but I call Utah my home. Been here since I was like 3 years old, so very fun. Grew up with a soccer family. My dad played soccer. He's from Germany, so kind of has that background. And then my older brother plays soccer. I have two younger sisters. My youngest one plays soccer, and the one in the middle is kind of that cheerleader, girly girl. So she kind of skipped out, but super competitive family. My parents both played D1 sports. My mom played basketball. My dad played soccer. So kind of grew up in that. Ended up playing with Real Colorado. My senior year, grew up playing with the Roca ECNL all throughout my call it kind of club soccer, and then decided not to play high school, and I moved to Real Colorado to finish my club soccer there, and then ended up committing to UCLA my freshman year of high school when the rule change was you could commit when you're a freshman in high school. So ended up committing to UCLA. Just felt like that was the best decision for me at the time. And honestly, like I don't regret going there. I learned a lot about myself as a player, as a person. I grew a lot and have a lot of friendships that will last a lifetime. And obviously, you dream about winning national championships as a little girl. So being able to be part of that team was unreal. And then, yeah, I decided to transfer kind of that right after we won the national championship. I think for me, I just kind of looked at it as I kind of wanted more for myself, and something at UCLA was missing. And so coming back home to Utah and committing to BYU, where I've known the coaches since I was a little girl, I've known the players, grew up going to like ID camps, summer camps here. So been at BYU and have loved my time here. Love the girls, love my coaching staff. It's also nice being close to home. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me.
What was the transition like coming to BYU after being at UCLA?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me it was super easy. I knew most of the girls because a lot of the girls from BYU are Utah natives. So like the soccer world here is super small. So most people know each other. And like I grew up playing with a bunch of the upperclassmen, whether they were on like LaRocca or Avalanche, ECNL, like it's a very close circle. So coming back, it was a really easy transition. I feel like I just flew right into it and got a role and kind of ran with it.
We also saw that your brother does play soccer for BYU. So what's it like having your brother also playing there, like with you?
Yeah, it's good. The BYU men's team, they're a club team. So my brother he played at Utah Tech, which is a Division 1 soccer team in St. George, was like 3 hours, kind of close to Vegas a little bit. So he played there for his first 2 years, and then he transferred here about a year ago, and he's played here. Their club team's amazing. It's also nice to have him close. He just got married, so he's actually expecting a little baby girl in December, so that's kind of fun. But yeah, it's super fun to have him here and close, and we always train together, which is nice on the BYU facilities. So it's been really fun.
Do you think having a family that was like really big into sports, like you said, both your parents played college athletics and your brother has like helped you with your transition and like playing college athletics?
Yeah, I think it's been huge. I mean, I grew up in a really competitive household. So my parents, or whether that being my brother's little sister, have always wanted the best for me. So if we win the game, like they're always telling me like what I could have done more. Just really holding to me to a high standard. And I think that's helped me so much in my career, just like holding myself to a high standard. So I can compete with the greatest girls in the nation. And yeah, I think growing up for sure has helped me with that.
Yeah, that's awesome to have kind of your family like all influence you and help you and support you and they can all relate to you in that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um, so last year you sat out due to injury, right? So
Right.
what did you like learn from that experience? Like how did that help you become better this year and kind of what lessons did you learn from that?
Yeah, I mean, you never wish an injury upon anyone. And like for me, I've never been injured in my whole life, not even like any stitches or staples. So tearing my ACL is probably the worst one that could have happened. So that kind of sucked. But for me, I really just trusted in God's plan for me. I'm a big believer in that God has a plan for each and every one of us. And so I might have not liked that, but just really trusting in Him and His plan has made me a better person. And I think a big thing I learned was just like I'm more than just a soccer player. Like my worth is more than just a soccer player and the stats and all that kind of stuff. So I learned a lot about myself and how I'm much more than a soccer player, how I can be a leader off the field as much as I can be on the field. And so just stepping back in, I feel like I've worked really hard to get back into the shape and the fitness and just competing at where I was before. So, and I feel like I really haven't skipped a beat. So, it's been nice and just having a good support system for me through it all has been huge.
Yeah, it sounds like your transition, like after having an injury and coming back, has been really good. What were you like looking forward to most at the start of this season after coming back from injury?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just stepping back on the field with the girls have who have been by my side through it all. I mean, I tore my ACL in the spring last year, so it was just super devastating. I kind of stepped into this role like as a captain on the team and just being a leader that everyone kind of looks up to, and getting that injury in the spring and not being able to play in the fall with such a young team was kind of hard. So just really being able to step with that team onto the field and just having them by my side, whether it's through losses or wins, has been huge. And obviously, getting that first goal back from such a long injury was so good. And I feel like the gates have just been opened. And yeah, like I said, I just trusted in God's plan, and He's been through my side kind of the whole time through it. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That sounds like it sounds like you have a great like mindset coming back from your injury and everything. And I mean that's a serious injury, but I like how you just stayed positive and trusting in God's plan. Like I think that's huge, and I'm a big believer too. So I think that's really inspiring for others to hear and for younger girls to hear, especially like even if this is your first injury, if you get injured, like you'll make
Mhm.
it through and just
Yeah.
trusting God's plan for you. I feel like that's huge. What specifically do you like about BYU and your team this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, we're a super young team. Like this year, we only have one senior, so we've kind of gone through the ups and flows of the season, losses that you think you should have won, but just growing. I think we're still growing. I don't think we've played the best soccer, and I think that's still in front of us. So, I think it's just fun to grow with such a young team. Whether that's on the field or off the field, we've really worked on our culture, especially having that young team. That's what's going to make us win games is having that strong culture. So building that from the foundation and just working on that has been really fun. And obviously playing for BYU and representing something bigger has been a big part of us. And that's what makes us so special. So it's just fun to step on South Field and know that we're playing for more than just soccer. So I love this team and it's been a blast this season.
What's been your favorite memory so far with this team and this year?
Oh, that's a good one. I think obviously for me, I think beating UCLA. I mean, that's my old team and them coming to Southfield and me being able to score that 1-0 goal to win the game was pretty fun, especially with a sold out crowd and my family in the stands. And obviously against UCLA, my old team, which was a blast and they were ranked at the time. So I think that's my probably my favorite one so far.
Yeah. Kind of going off of that, how is it you guys I feel like are known for like such a huge crowd at your home games. Like how is that? How does that play into y'all's soccer and how does that help your team?
Yeah, I mean, I think I might be biased, but I love Southfield. Like, I feel like it's such a hard place to play at, especially if you're an away team. But for us, like the fans and like having so many people in the stands rooting for us and wanting us to win and having so much like energy in the atmosphere, it's like unmatched. It feels like you're in a college cup game every single home game you play at. It's been huge, and I think that's a big part why we're so good at home is because we have that fan base and it kind of intimidates other teams. So it's unreal, and I don't think there's another place like it.
You were talking about how your team is very young this year and you guys still have a lot of things you can work on and stuff. What would you say are your goals for the rest of the season or even going into next year?
Yeah, I mean, we still have an opportunity to make the Big 12 tournament. So just hoping to win on Thursday against our rivals up at Utah. Playing up there, that's always a massive game because they hate us and we hate them. So, I mean, you guys probably know. But yeah, I think just kind of focusing on our process has been a huge thing we've been talking about this season. I mean, doing what we do and not worrying kind of about the other team. I feel like we can still do that better. And I think we'll make an NCAA tournament game because of our RPI. So just really prepping ourselves mentally, physically, and all that kind of stuff just to focus on our process and what we can do to win the games and kind of get the outcomes we want and feel like we deserved. So that's been huge for us. And I think we still have a good chance for postseason play.
Mhm. Yeah, that's great. Kind of pivoting to your summer team, what was it like playing last summer with Utah United? And what did winning the championship and like the MVP award mean to you?
Oh my gosh, playing USL was so much fun because I feel like for us it was a lot of Utah girls, so it was like a lot of Utah girls from like Utah or Weber State. We had 7 from TCU, just kind of Utah native girls that have kind of grown up enemies and just being on like one Super League team from the state of Utah was so fun, and I think we showed how much talent there is in Utah. And just like I feel like we didn't even like take it seriously. Like I feel like it was just a high school team where you just coming together and we all knew how each other played. Like we really connected and our chemistry was so good and it was so easy flowing. So being able to play and obviously I feel like we killed teams, especially in our league that we had, was really fun. And I think winning that MVP award was just a cherry on top of the whole thing. I mean, that was like kind of my first real games back from my ACL injury. So just being able to be like, oh, I'm kind of the same player I was before my injury was huge for me. And just, I think growing for the fall season, playing with that USL team made me so ready for fall. So I love the USL and it was so fun and I can't wait to do it next year.
Yeah, playing in the USL, I also played summer league for a USL team
Oh,
back home, and it's so fun coming back and playing with like your club teammates.
It's so
Just
fun. I'm
because,
like, it's unmatched. The energy, it's just so much fun because it's like away from everyone. Yeah, it's cool.
yeah.
yeah,
Me too. I played for you. I was injured a little bit in the summer, but it's so much fun when I got to play with them too. Yeah.
It's a blast.
Yeah. Good experience. How do you balance being a student while also being an athlete? And what do you do in your free time also outside of soccer and outside of school?
Yeah, I think balance is the big thing. I prioritize soccer, but also like academics is a huge part in what I want to accomplish in college and just really having a set like calendar. Like I'm a big believer in like planners and like planning my day out time by time. So for me, I love to like schedule my practice classes and then in between I'm doing my homework, staying on top of things. I think the biggest thing is just managing your time as best as you can is the best advice I could give. I feel like it's as you keep going through college, it gets easier and easier as you do it. So yeah, I mean, I feel like it's pretty manageable, which is good. Some things I like to do outside of soccer. I love to travel. I mean, I've been to like 14 countries, so I want to continue to travel. I love to hang out with my friends, shop. I mean, I'm a big shopper, which is probably bad. Um, but yeah, just doing anything outdoors. Utah's really fun outdoors, going to the lake, hiking, bunch of those things. But yeah, it's been fun. I love Utah.
yeah. I saw that you're a journalism. What is it? Is it journalism major?
Yeah, sports journalism. Yeah.
So I'm also a journalism major and want to do something
Cool.
sports journalism, broadcasting. How do you decide that as your major, and then how have you liked it so far?
Yeah, I really decided while I was out with my injury, not having soccer, I was like, so like, what am I going to do with my time? And so I kind of got like these internships with BYU TV. BYU TV has like a big broadcasting, sports kind of broadcasting. So I did an internship with them and just kind of fell in love with the broadcasting side of it. And yeah, I think we have a great resource here at BYU because their broadcasting is so amazing. So just try to get in with all those people to kind of get my name out there. And then there's this guy named Greg Rubel. He's like does all of our like he's called the voice of the Cougar. So he does like all the football games, basketball games, and just kind of got with him and am doing an internship with him. And so I just kind of fell in love with that outside of soccer. And I hope to be like a sports broadcaster or like a sideline reporter after hopefully my professional days. So yeah, I know. I don't know. I think that's a big blessing in my ACL recovery is just kind of falling in with something else besides the soccer.
Hmm. Yeah, kind of going off of that, like you kind of mentioned it, but what are you planning for after college? What are your plans?
Yeah, I want to play professionally, whether that's in the NWSL or overseas. Don't really know yet, wherever life takes me. But I think that obviously I want to be a sports broadcaster after, and then having a family, being a mom is up there as well. But that's way, way, way past. But yeah, I think that's a good plan, and just hopefully to play professional after my last year next year.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, Ellie. We really appreciate you taking your time talking to us, and we wish you the best of luck with the rest of your season.
Thank you
Yes, good
guys.
luck.
Yes.
Thanks, you too. Appreciate it.
It was really good having Ellie on. I think we learned a lot about, I mean, the transfer process, talking about injuries, and coming back from that. And obviously, she's killing it this season and over
Mhm.
the summer as well. So I think she has a lot to look forward to this year and next year. I mean, BYU still has a chance in the tournament. So looking forward to see how they do in Ellie with the rest of the season.
Mhm.
My biggest takeaway from what she talked about was something I think is pretty interesting that athletes have a chance of doing is she talked about doing an internship through BYU athletics when she was hurt. And that's something that I think a lot of people like a lot of athletes have a hard time finding internships and stuff just with time and I've talked about this a little bit over the summer. It's hard finding an internship just because we're um time a lot of our time is to soccer and we have to be at school early and everything, and it's easy to kind of put that on a back burner, but she took advantage of having such a good broadcasting um just program at BYU and being able to do an internship through them. I think that's huge, especially with wanting to go into that outside of when she's done with soccer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Kind of going off of that. I really liked how she, yeah, talks about her internships, and then she also just talked about the overall like balance that you have to have, in which we've mentioned like a lot before. Like it's not just about soccer and it's not just about school and soccer. There's more to that. I really like how she talked about like all her hobbies and what she likes doing for fun, hanging out with friends, going shopping, like going hiking. I just feel like that's so important to not tie up your identity in soccer or school, and just it's important to be well balanced for sure, just so that you can live happily too and not be so stressed out, and yeah, just have a good overall balance for things. So
Yeah.
that
I
was my
think she
biggest thing.
also um was it like what you're saying with the balance too, when it came to like her injury, she seemed to be having like such a great mindset just because of that and like
Hmm.
figuring out her role on the team, which is very hard in an injury, even as like a captain and everything. But I think she was able to deal with it, or seemed like she dealt with it really well just because she had other things going for her that were she was doing well and wasn't dwelling on that injury.
Hmm. Right, yeah. And it especially must have been hard for her because it was her first ever injury and it was an ACL. Like that's a big first injury, but she sounded like the rehab process went great and she was able to get right back to things. So that's also an inspiration for like younger people or girls in college who are struggling with an injury, because even if you go through the worst injury of them all, you can still come back, be the MVP of your summer team, have a great college season, and I'm sure she'll go on to play pro after. So that's definitely hopeful for a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
it was great having her on, and I think we learned a lot, and a lot of younger athletes can take away a lot from Ellie.
Hmm. Yes. So that's it for today. Thank you guys all for listening to this week's episode of the Big Life Podcast, and we hope to see you all next week. Bye.